This is why you and you and you and even you should binge watch season 1 of Stranger Things. Stay tuned. Good afternoon, I'm Kelly.
And I'm Donathan.
And we
are Craving Cinematics.
So last night, we decided to binge watch Stranger Things because Stranger Things 2 is coming out Friday, October 27th. And we had watched it once last year.
Yes, we did.
And I forgot a whole lot of it, actually. So that's reason 1 you should binge watch season 1, because there may be things that you had forgotten. And it will help remind you.
Like the names of the characters.
Well, that, or I had forgotten a lot of the situational stuff.
I did too. We decided that, we really need to do this. We sat down, we turned on Netflix, we started with the first episode, and it reminded me specifically why I couldn't stop watching it. The whole series is set up to where you have to watch the next episode to find out what happens.
And I'm so glad Netflix does it the way they do. They release the whole season all at once. Because if I had to wait from week to week to watch,
it would drive me crazy as well.
I'd be...
Now, if you're not familiar with Stranger Things, you need to get familiar with it. I would really suggest.
We're not saying your life is not going to end if you don't, but it's really good, y'all. And it is a horror. It falls into the horror genre. Yeah, because it is a Stephen King thing, which this is another reason, number 2, for you to binge watch Stranger Things. Because it's a Stephen King thing. I didn't know that.
I didn't either. As a matter of fact,
we were floored last night when we found out.
Yeah, I started seeing a lot of Stephen King references in it. Now, it's not to say that, that he directly wrote the thing. The screenwriters, of course, borrowed a lot from it. But it was just amazing. Even Kelly pointed out.
Oh my gosh! Reason 3 to binge watch Stranger Things season 1. Go through it, and every time you see a Stephen King reference, drink.
There you go. Now, Kelly pointed out one thing that I had never noticed before, is that the main character, the little blackhead kid who falls in love with Elle, he made a statement about it was coming, and he referenced the word it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, it was the last episode.
Yep.
They're sitting there. The other little boy has come back from the Upside Down, and they were playing their Dungeons and Dragons, and the one little boy that I'm so bad with names. I'm so sorry. I can barely remember my own name. But the little boy that had kind of fallen in like with Elle is the dungeon master, and he goes, "It is coming." And I looked at Donathan, I was like, "Look! Right there! It was right in front of us.
Yeah. And I also saw a lot of parallels between the creature from the Upside Down, from the creatures from the Mist, how similar they were. And then I remembered, after seeing the movie It, and understanding what was going on there, is that it is from that parallel dimension.
Upside down.
Possibly. I'm not sure if the Upside Down is the same, but the similarities were so close, you can literally tie Stranger Things in with the rest of the Stephen King universe.
And what about Jack in The Shining? How did he?
Well, the whole thing behind that is how Jack from The Shining was all caught up in the supernatural part of it, and how he ended up in the photograph at the end of The Shining, after he had passed away. And the whole theory is that he's also trapped in this alternate dimension. And so it was really interesting seeing all of these parallels, and it wasn't until the last episode that Kelly and I both realized there are a lot of Stephen King references in this.
Ding, 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 ding.
So, we started looking up a few things here, and apparently a lot of people had found the same thing. The first time we went through the season, we didn't really notice all that much because we were so caught up into the story itself.
So what do you think you got caught up in this particular story? What was it for you?
Well, the same reason why the movie It did. It is a... Well, the reason why, I think, is because there's a lot of the coming-of-age story with these young adults. And the way they go about doing things. I personally grew up in that same type of group, to where I played Dungeons and Dragons, and I was a chess master, and I did everything I could as far as science and being a part of that world. I'm a huge Trekker, and also huge into Star Wars. So I really related to these characters, especially at that age, because I was that same age when Star Wars came out. So I was just blown away about how these four really related to one another. And I'm talking of Will as well, before he ends up going into the Upside Down, and how they just really were close companions with each other, a really close-knit group. And then when Will was gone, how the other three were risking everything they could to go and find their friend. So I was able to really relate with the story on that level. The scenes and the drama with his sister and her boyfriend, and with Winona Ryder's family, really came into play as well, but I didn't relate to it as much. But to me, I could watch this thing over and over and over again. I just absolutely love it. What about you?
I was wondering if you was going to say, so Kelly, what made you fascinated with her show, since you don't like horror? And I don't. If you've seen any of our other videos, I complain about horror. I say I don't like horror, I don't like horror, I don't like horror, I don't like horror. But I really do like Stranger Things, even though it falls into that horror genre. And what I like about it is the acting. Coming from an acting background, I am just fascinated at how talented these four young boys are. They are amazing. At their age, to have such a depth of range and comedic timing. There's funny parts to it. The comedic timing, the little curly-haired, lispy, toothless guy. Well, what's his name? I can't remember. I can't remember his
Dustin,
name.
I think.
Maybe, yeah, Dustin. I just adore that child. He's wonderful. He's point on, but all four of them are point on with their characters. They're all distinctly different. Mm-hmm. They stay in character the entire time. This was just well cast.
Exactly.
Well cast. Even the teenagers, the sister and her pseudo boyfriend, and Will's brother, and even the girl who is the sister's friend. She doesn't have a huge part, except, well, anyway.
But with Barbara,
so well cast.
Yeah,
people.
But with Barbara, even though she wasn't in it that much, you really felt for the character.
Yeah, you really did.
And you really
she developed that character in one episode.
Yeah, and she did so
kudos,
well with it.
Kudos. The other thing I liked about it is just the storyline. It was a complete storyline to me. Even if I wasn't a big Stephen King fan, and I'm not, but that's okay. I love those of you. One of my good friends is, and she just is enamored with all of his books. What I did think was fabulous is that it just flowed. Now, there's only 8 episodes in the first season.
Yep. But they're broken up into chapters, which is really cool.
They are, and what is amazing is that it just it tells that whole story in 8 episodes.
It does.
Complete, total. There's a beginning. There's a beginning, a middle, definite middle. And a definite end to it, with questions to continue on later. For another season. So the writers did an amazing job. Amazing job. The actors did an amazing job. The direction, you can't put all of this together without a good director.
True.
So the direction in this is amazing. It's hard to beat this one as far as any complaints. I don't have any complaints.
I don't have any complaints either. I mean, none of the episodes were slow.
No.
It was
fast-paced.
suspenseful. The music is fantastic in it.
Oh man, if you're a fan of 80s music,
it's amazing.
The soundtrack has got. I need to get the soundtrack. I really do, because that soundtrack has got to be rocking.
Also, I really loved how they opened each episode before they showed the main introduction to the episode. How it builds it up, continues on from the previous, and builds up for the next one, and then it goes into that wonderful
story.
Intro music. Yeah. And to me, this has got to be the best series other than Battlestar Galactica.
Here we go.
Yeah. And, the more predominant sci-fi such as Star Trek.
Okay, well, I'll add, it's as good as Outlander. There, I said it. Jamie Fraser.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, for suspense, if you're into suspense and thrillers, it's definitely one to watch.
There you go. I mean, she put it up there with Outlander. That's saying something.
I still want to be Claire.
So, you think we're going to...
just a scullery maid. If you'll put me in the Outlander series, I'll be a scullery maid.
All right. So, season 2.
Season 2, Friday night. I mean, we have already planned for next weekend. We are binge watching the entire season of, season 2 of Stranger Things because, it's just that good.
Yeah, it is.
It's just that good. So if you're looking for something that is quickly paced, it will keep your interest. If you're into the horror, it's not super scary. I was able to watch it without being scared. Actually, I was kind of fascinated. It more fascinated me than scared me, which I think is a good thing.
Yes.
To fascinate people and make you question, could there something really be like this? That was horrible English, sorry. Grammar. Could something really be this way? It's well done. It's well acted. It's just everything. So if you're looking for something to watch and your other shows are kind of falling flat or they're on hiatus, I think their last week, it was a dead week. Pick up Stranger Things, watch it this week, and then watch Stranger Things 2.
Yep.
Any other things you want to say?
No, I pretty much think you said it all. I mean, you put it up. No. I mean, you put it up there with Outlander, which is really, really impressive.
Yeah, we need to do something on Outlander because that's...
Yeah. So, well, there you have it. Stranger Things Season 1. You got to binge watch it.
Enjoy.
I'm Donathan.
And I'm Kelly. And we
are Craving Cinematics.
Have a blessed afternoon.
Bye.